something that I definitely know for sure that we don't always stick to is the budget for entertainment and going out. You can't be
Thi-
working hard and you're just sitting home. You got to go out sometime. So let's talk about budgeting for that.
This is an area that is rarely or never included in the mental budget. And so we have to make allocation. This is how much I'm going to spend, and I'm going to have a good time. And that could be achieved, to tell you the truth. And it should be
Yeah.
achieved, and it should be on the list because you have to wind down. You have to give yourself rest. You have to give yourself some level of entertainment, some level of fulfillment. You have to create, and here's the key thing in this area, the key thing about this particular area, this is the area that helps you create memories. Memories with friends, memories with family, and just even memories for yourself. So
Hmm.
in order for you to do that effectively, you're gonna have to make sure that you allow for certain allocations to it. You cannot go in there blindly. You cannot have almost take a black card mentality. We just charge it and we can deal with it when we deal with it. We have to attack it from a standpoint of being aware of what we have and what we're prepared to spend, especially considering the fact that this is the area, not so much the entertainment part, but the food part that's associated to this area is the area that most people will start off and try to cut or reduce or even eliminate, which I think can be foolish. Remember, I said earlier, when you look back over the course of 6 months to 12 months in regards to your spending habits, if you're spending 300, 500, $1,000 within the month in this particular area, and you say, I'm going to cut it down to zero, or I'm going to cut it down to 200 from spending 1,000, it's not practical because your habits won't allow you to do it. There's going to be cravings within the month to do what you do every single month. And so I would say it'd be better for you to gradually reduce it in some cases. And now let me speak to another group of persons. If you are a constant saver and you save a whole lot, you also have to put yourself in a position where you have to enjoy life. And so this may be an area where there's nothing assigned to it. If you're in the position and you could afford it, I would say assign something here. Go out with a friend or two. Enjoy life. It doesn't make sense to pile up money in the bank and you don't enjoy it. And at the end of the day, that money is going to be passed on to somebody who will definitely enjoy it. And they will probably even spend all of that up in less than a year. So enjoy. I want to say to you, you got to enjoy life.
Yeah. But for those of us who do have goals, for those
Hmm.
of us who do have goals, like for that family that wants to buy a home, for the person who wants to get a new car, there will have to be some sacrifices made.
Oh, so
And this is definitely one of the areas that could be sacrificed a bit too, right?
no, I agree. I think for those who want to get a home, you're gonna almost have to prepare yourself for a year or two, maybe even possibly three, depending on where you are in the whole process. You're gonna have to have what I call a lane budget. You're gonna have to live so below your means that you're not even recognizable to yourself and others around you. To the degree, because remember now, there's down payment and closing costs that you have to be able to save up and be able to show the banks and the financial institutions that you're in a position to buy. And that may, depending on income capacity and expenses, that may take some time for individuals depending on where they are in the scheme of things. So yeah, I do agree. This is an area where there's going to be a major cutting back just so
Yeah.
you can put yourself in a position. I One of the things a mentor of mine said, and I got a opportunity to be in his state for a little bit. He said, at the end of the day, you want to live like no one else, and then later on in life, you could actually live like no one else. You're gonna have to be unrecognizable in the period of time for a short period of time. There's a start point and end point. But at the end of the day, once you would have completed that period successfully, then you'll be able to live or walk in the freedom of that or attainment or reach that milestone that you had set out in the beginning.